Where I'm at, the price of life, where I grew up at, the price of life is cheap. So if you got the money, if you got the bag, it's gonna happen. When you drop it, it's a go.
Like, after 50 did what he did, like, 50 ain't back down. 50 was banging out in the I know 50 was whooping the because 50 is a big box and so I know he was 10.
50 Cent has been making waves in Hollywood lately, especially after Diddy's lawsuit. Everyone thought that was as bad as it could get for the industry, but then 50 Cent dropped some bombshells that were even worse than what Diddy did. Now he's in a bit of a pickle because some heavy hitters are coming after him. It's like one crazy plot twist after another in Hollywood. So there's this rumor flying around that Diddy might have been getting some famous ladies in the industry to help him lure guys into his shady romantic stuff. And guess who's supposedly in on it? None other than our beloved Oprah Winfrey. So you know that 50 Cent's got this documentary in the works called Surviving Diddy, right? Last year, his spokesperson told TMZ they're on it. This doc is going to dig into all those allegations against Combs. And get this, the profits are supposed to help survivors of SA. Jackson even gave us a sneak peek on Instagram. In the clip, Mark Curry, a former rapper from Bad Boy Records, spilled the tea about Diddy allegedly spiking bottles of Moe at clubs to make women more receptive. Curry said Diddy even warned his pals not to drink from those bottles.
And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff.
And so there's even more coming out now. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, is shining a light on some recent stuff. He's talking about this new lawsuit against Diddy by producer Lil Rod. The lawsuit is dropping some heavy accusations, saying Diddy used some messed up tactics to pressure people into doing things they didn't want to, in the bedroom. Gene Deal isn't exactly shocked by all this. He says it's just part of a pattern he's seen Diddy do over the years. According to him, Diddy's been pulling this kind of stuff for a while now.
Leopard don't change his spots, and Diddy been doing this for a real long time, bro. He been doing this for a long time.
The interview went deep into the lawsuit, with Gene Deal spilling the beans on how Diddy supposedly operates. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Diddy set up this messed up situation where a woman tried to get intimate with Lil Rod in front of Diddy and others, even though Lil Rod wasn't into it. And apparently the pressure didn't let up, which shows a really disturbing pattern of coercion in Diddy's circles. Deal claims Diddy's tactics involve using women to manipulate guys into these compromising situations. And this gets us to Oprah. For years, there have been rumors lurking that Oprah has ruined tons of young actresses by manipulating them. While Oprah Winfrey is often hailed as the queen of all media, there are instances where she may have missed the mark, at least according to Cindy Crawford. The iconic supermodel shared her perspective on their initial encounter during an episode of the Apple TV Plus docu-series The Supermodels, and seems like she is also not happy with her. So let's get started to know what she has got to say about Oprah. Her first encounter with Oprah Winfrey was markedly different from her later appearance on Oprah's Masterclass in 2013. During that interview, Cindy Crawford opened up about the impact of her appearance on her self-perception. According to Crawford, as reported by ABC News, she felt judged based on her looks, prompting her to take a proactive stance in representing herself as more than just a physical presence. I felt judged by the way that I looked. I think it set me on a course to represent myself as someone who has a brain, she said. Before her 2013 Masterclass episode with Oprah Winfrey, Crawford engaged in introspection, reevaluating how others perceived her. Despite making 10 appearances on Oprah before that, Crawford's recollection of her introduction to The Oprah Winfrey Show wasn't exactly warm and fuzzy, especially when viewed with hindsight. The mother of two shed new light on the episode, contemplating how Winfrey's actions might be interpreted in today's culture. From Crawford's perspective, it appears that there may be unresolved issues between her and Winfrey that need addressing.
Show us why you're worthy of being here. In the moment, I didn't recognize it. Only when I look back at it and I was like, oh my gosh, that was so not okay, really.
In the pilot episode of The Supermodels, Cindy Crawford reflected on the first time she appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Crawford was just 20 years old when she and her manager, John Casablancas, appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show for the first time in 1986. Interestingly, it was not only Crawford who was learning the ropes. Winfrey's show had just been syndicated in September of that year. Winfrey directed many of her questions to Crawford's manager, asking him via Today, "So did you have to groom her? Did she always have this body?" Winfrey then addresses Crawford and asks the model to stand up so that everyone can see her. Crawford commented on this particular Oprah segment in the Supermodels episode. "I was like the chattel or a child, like be seen and not heard when you look at it through today's eyes. When Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body, show us why you're worthy of being here." The former former supermodel found the interview distressing, expressing, "I was so traumatized. I really felt I was not seen as a person who had a voice in her own destiny," as reported by the Los Angeles Times. Crawford admitted that she didn't fully grasp the extent of it at the time, but with age, she came to realize how inappropriate the situation was. Following Crawford's public comments, Oprah Winfrey appeared to respond by taking down the interview from YouTube. Cindy Crawford publicly confronted Oprah Winfrey over her handling of a 1986 interview, and nearly 4 decades later, social media users shared their varied opinions. One person dismissed the issue, stating, "I went back to watch the whole interview. Cindy Crawford was a new up-and-coming model. Oprah was glorifying how amazing Cindy's appearance was. Cindy, if you are looking for a moment to be a victim, you are truly reaching. Weird times we live in, where people want to be victims for a narrative." Even Oprah Winfrey's close friend, Gayle King, commented on the situation, despite not having seen the interview. King expressed surprise and a slight disappointment, saying, "I'm surprised and a little disappointed because I know Cindy's been on her show many times, and it has always been a pleasant experience. So I would hate to think that something that happened years ago could have bothered her. It's not Oprah's thing to humiliate or make anybody feel badly." King also added that, to her knowledge, Winfrey and Crawford's relationship was still in good standing. Interestingly, in 1986, the billionaire shared insights about her interviewing approach with the New York Times. She stated, "Vulnerability is the key. People appreciate when you can be honest. It lets them feel more comfortable about being themselves," and later added, "I understand my commonality with the human experience." It's worth noting that a dose of that vulnerability and commonality might have had a significant impact on an interview with a certain model a few months later. She has faced significant allegations related to alleged HT and enabling behavior, and these accusations have come from prominent figures like Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted SO, and Harvey Weinstein. Several well-known individuals have publicly accused Oprah of concealing information or supporting Harvey Weinstein, with one notable accuser being Rose McGowan. According to Rose, Oprah made an error in her choice of association with individuals like Russell Simmons and Harvey Weinstein, whom she considered friends. Rose tweeted, "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' sick victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come." Lizard. Singer Seal is another prominent figure who has accused the TV host of being connected to Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. The nature of the host's alleged relationship with Jeffrey Epstein remains surrounded by mystery and speculation. As evidenced by online discussions, many people have formed the impression that she may have played a role in Epstein's choice of victims. Some even entertain the possibility that Floridian residents who accused Oprah of involvement in a HT organization might have been correct in their claims. These allegations and suspicions have raised serious questions about her associations and activities. Later on, however, Oprah disproved all of these rumors that were circulating on Twitter, saying, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true. Haven't been raided or arrested," she wrote. "Just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody." Moreover, there is a well-known conspiracy theory suggesting that influential figures in Hollywood purposely harm individuals in order to discredit or cancel them. There are also rumors circulating that some specific Hollywood elites may have played a role in Tony's illness as a form of retaliation for a 1980s interview.
Welcome, Tony Braxton!
She was so freaking mean to me.
And according to 50, he has always doubted Oprah's working in the industry. Moreover, Ho's feud with Diddy is also well known, and after exposing him so much, it makes sense that Diddy may be threatening 50. There's a lot of chatter online about an investigation into Diddy's residence due to some legal issues. Interestingly, there's speculation that Diddy suspects 50 Cent might have alerted the authorities about his property, and now it seems like Diddy is threatening him for working with feds in order to dig for the truth. In the initial 9 months of 2023, Sean Diddy Combs experienced a series of highs, from electrifying performances at the MTV VMAs to the release of a Grammy-nominated R&B album, and even discussions about acquiring the BET network. It seemed like he was on top of the world. However, the latter part of the year brought a sudden shift. A barrage of lawsuits emerged, alleging serious accusations against Combs, a prominent figure in hip-hop, casting a dark cloud over his otherwise illustrious career.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is accused of A lawsuit by R&B singer Cassie claimed that she was in a years-long relationship with Combs that also involved beatings.
Authorities conducted searches at homes owned by Sean Diddy Combs as part of a federal investigation. A senior federal law enforcement official familiar with the situation revealed that Combs is a central figure in an investigation led by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. The Department of Homeland Security Investigations Transnational Organized Crime Division is heading up the probe, which focuses on human trafficking crimes.
Again, this could possibly be linked to a investigation involving rapper Sean Combs, the music executive.
This investigation aligns with allegations reminiscent of those raised in multiple civil lawsuits filed against Combs in New York. These lawsuits, which include one filed in federal court in December, accuse Combs of serious offenses, including SA and ST. It's important to highlight that Combs has consistently denied these allegations in the past.
The attorney calls the lawsuit absolutely baseless and vehemently denies the allegations.
Heavily armed teams of HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, agents carried out searches at Combs' residences in Los Angeles and the Miami area. According to initial reports, some of these agents were even seen riding in armored vehicles. This heightened precaution was prompted by suspicions that Combs employed armed private security personnel at each of his properties.
A little bit ago, as you can see a crowbar to get through this gate initially, as well, the long guns and a multitude of people.
The agents were granted authorization to search for various items such as documents, phones, computers, and other electronic devices that could potentially contain data or videos, according to the second law enforcement source. An earlier statement from a law enforcement source informed CNN that Monday's searches were linked to an ongoing ST investigation. HSI in New York stated on Monday that they executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation in collaboration with local law enforcement and HSI units in Los Angeles and Miami. Further information would be provided as it becomes available, they added. Combs' representatives have yet to respond to CNN's request for comment regarding the searches. Combs is currently facing accusations of ST in 3 separate recent lawsuits, all of which he has vehemently denied. The precise nature of the allegations under federal investigation remains ambiguous. Furthermore, at least 2 additional civil lawsuits have been filed against Combs in New York, alleging SA. One of these lawsuits, filed in federal court in December, also encompasses claims of deceit. I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy, Combs said in response to the December suit. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. Lil. In a recent development, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former employee, producer, and videographer, filed a lawsuit last month against Combs. The lawsuit accuses Combs of SA and of orchestrating a widespread and dangerous criminal ST organization, among other allegations. This suit was filed in federal court in New York's Southern District. Combs' attorney promptly refuted the allegations, denouncing Jones' claims as lies. His reckless name-dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies, Diddy's attorney Sean Hawley said last month. CNN crews reported observing armed law enforcement officers around Combs' residences in Los Angeles' Holmby Hills neighborhood and Miami Beach's exclusive Star Island community. In Los Angeles, at least 1 armored law enforcement vehicle was witnessed arriving at the property, while agents were seen processing paperwork on card tables outside the Miami area home. Additionally, mobile command post vehicles were visible at both locations.
We saw as people were led away, potentially in custody. Don't know who these individuals are, if they're related to Diddy in any way, but you can see them. A dramatic video from our Sky Fox team.
A representative from Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, in Miami confirmed to CNN that the activity at the Star Island property was indeed related to the execution of a search warrant. HSI, as the investigative arm of the Department of Homeland Security, is mandated with probing transnational crime and threats, encompassing HT, terrorism, narcotics smuggling, and various other forms of organized criminal activity. HSI investigators wrapped up their activities at the Star Island residence, according to a report from a CNN crew. Reports are now emerging suggesting potential links to Jay-Z in connection with this lawsuit. And just as expected, 50 Cent doesn't stay quiet when Diddy's in the spotlight. The rapper, renowned for hits like In Da Club, has joined the chat. Recently, he took to social media to criticize fellow rapper Sean Diddy Combs, reigniting their long-standing feud. Sharing a screenshot showing Sean's two sons, Justin and King Combs, being escorted out of his Los Angeles home in handcuffs, 50 Cent wrote, "S just got real, the feds in all the cribs. Damn, they got the kids in cuffs." In a second post, which featured images of the feds outside of Sean's LA home, he pointed out, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case." It seems that 50 Cent is seizing the opportunity to comment on the situation surrounding Diddy's recent headlines, likely adding fuel to their ongoing feud. The rapper known as Candy Shop, born Curtis Jackson, also posted a video created by a social media user dubbing Diddy as too freaky for society with the caption, "Ran off and left the kids in the whole esh, yo, he doing the race said F it." 50 Cent's latest criticism coincides closely with Homeland Security's raids on Sean's homes in California and Florida. This has sparked rumors and speculations among the public, with some suggesting that 50 Cent might be involved with the authorities, fueling the ongoing feud between the two. For years, 50 Cent has consistently taken shots at Diddy, never shying away from calling out the "I'll be missing you" singer on social media whenever the opportunity arises. He has even made jokes about Diddy's legal issues, highlighting the depth of their ongoing feud. On Friday, November 17th, 50 Cent didn't hold back in sharing his thoughts on Diddy's recent lawsuit settlement with Cassie. In a now-deleted post on Instagram, the G-Unit label head and television producer seemed to hint that Diddy's troubles were far from over. LOL. He paid that money real quick, should have done that before the sharks saw the blood in the water, and here they come in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, every woman he put his hand on, he wrote in the caption. Before this, 50 Cent, renowned for his continual jabs at Diddy, turned to Twitter on Thursday, November 16th, seemingly aiming another jab at the bad boy mogul. "Damn, brother love, brother love, brother love, you out here looking side-eye emoji, crazy as a MFLMAO," he captioned the photo. 50 Cent's ongoing hostility towards Diddy has persisted for years, with the In the Club rapper frequently questioning the mogul's business practices and associations. This tension was evident during a concert in October, where 50 Cent made derogatory remarks. In addition to Diddy, 50 Cent has engaged in online disputes with numerous public figures, including President Joe Biden, Nicki Minaj, Conor McGregor, Terry Crews, Vivica A. Fox, Floyd Mayweather, and rapper Ja Rule, spanning over 2 decades and showcasing a lengthy history of provocative behavior.
He still hear things from back then, that time.
Oh, got you now.
Right.
Okay. Got you saying.
You can't buy the right. You play it for him right now, and it's hot.
The G-Unit boss has also taken aim at Diddy's management of artists signed under his label, Bad Boy Records. He suggested that the executive's management style is detrimental to artists' careers, famously stating, "Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere. Nobody survived him." This critique references artists like Mace, Loon, Carl Thomas, Young Jock, and others who, despite initial success, experienced career setbacks after their association with Diddy. The LOX, a hip-hop group, had some of the earliest public feuds with the owner of Bad Boy Entertainment. They were signed by Diddy after Mary J. Blige heard their demo tape and recommended them. Their career trajectory shifted dramatically after appearing on Diddy's smash hit, It's All About the Benjamins, propelling them to stardom.
Who knows, like, you kind of never know, like, it's gonna be, what song's gonna be extra crazy. So, and we spit and it just took place. But, I fought it for a minute. I did it. I did my verse that night.
The group grew dissatisfied with the direction Diddy was taking Bad Boy after their 1998 album Money, Power, and Respect, and its singles failed to chart as expected. Following Biggie's death, Diddy shifted away from hardcore street music towards a more mainstream sound aimed at appealing to a wider audience and ensuring radio success. This shift prompted the LOX to search for a new record company that better aligned with their musical style and preferences.
He was one of them dudes that would just say crazy stuff anyway, all the time, on a daily basis. He drunk 40 ounces, so.
As a result, they began to feature on numerous tracks released by Rough Riders, a label associated with fellow Yonkers native DMX.
Star and Yonkers in our eyes, maybe 7 to 10 years before he ever dropped out.
Diddy refused to release them from their contract, prompting the group to launch a campaign dubbed Free the LOX to push for their contractual freedom.
Worked sufficiently for what we needed it to do, but looking back, that was all on us, like, you know what I mean?
50 Cent has consistently voiced criticism toward Diddy for his pattern of associating himself with successful artists, spanning from Biggie and Mace to Rick Ross and French Montana. Fifth often points out Diddy's tendency to leverage these connections for personal gain, suggesting that Diddy's success is heavily reliant on the talents of others. While 50 Cent's critiques are sharp, they echo sentiments prevalent within the industry. The notion that Diddy's involvement might sometimes impede the careers of artists under his wing is not novel, though it remains a subject of debate. Some industry insiders and fans argue that such dynamics are commonplace in music, where attention tends to gravitate toward a select few artists. Diddy typically refrains from engaging in public discourse on controversial topics, including allegations and inquiries from 50 Cent regarding his purported involvement in Tupac's death. Instead, Diddy often dismisses such claims outright, a response that has done little to dispel the rumors and speculation perpetuated by 50 Cent and others. In the midst of serious allegations filed in a Manhattan court, Diddy is facing significant scrutiny following Cassie's accusations of A&A against him. Speculations have arisen among fans and industry insiders regarding the possibility of multiple women stepping forward to testify against Diddy if Cassie pursues legal action. This scenario draws parallels to high-profile cases involving individuals like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and Harvey Weinstein, where a flood of testimonies proved pivotal in legal proceedings. Against this backdrop of serious allegations, a substantial lawsuit alleges that Combs leveraged his influential network to ensnare Cassie in a relationship marked by violence and control.
On her through their time together. Cassie claims that Diddy would regularly push, make her carry firearms around in her purse while out in public.
After more than a decade of dating Combs, Cassie has come forward with shocking allegations of A, including severe beatings in R throughout their relationship. The New York Times was the first to report on these disturbing claims, uncovering a troubling narrative of control exerted over every aspect of Cassie's life. The lawsuit paints a grim picture of a cycle of A, violence, and trauma that persisted until the relationship finally ended in 2018. In a statement to the Times, Cassie expressed that after years in silence and darkness, she is now finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and A in their relationships. A spokesperson for Combs vehemently denied the accusations, labeling them offensive and outrageous. The representative asserted that these claims emerged following Ventura's alleged demand for $30 million from the mogul.
And Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, they're saying tonight that the two have settled a lawsuit she filed against the mogul yesterday in Manhattan federal court.
The statement further emphasized, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Ventura's legal representative informed the New York Times that she had been offered 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit, an offer she reportedly declined. The disturbing lawsuit unveils a troubling narrative of the relationship, depicting a scenario where Combs seized control over both the personal and professional aspects of Cassie's life. The allegations include years of brutal beatings, coerced encounters, and a pervasive threat of violence.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of violence and baby.
50 Cent hasn't been holding back. He has revealed that Diddy is not the only one who is in the wrong. There is one more person who is hiding, but according to 50, should be feared of Diddy's ongoing mess. And that one person is Jay-Z. Jay-Z has this uncanny ability to always stay in the spotlight, grabbing headlines left and right. Ever since he stepped onto the scene, he's been the talk of the town, and the media just can't get enough of him. Jay-Z's life is like a never-ending soap opera, with all its twists and turns, and people just eat it up. He's had his fair share of controversies like that beef with Offset, those rumors about him and P. Diddy, and let's not forget the whole saga of his marriage with Beyonce. But there's one claim that really turned heads, the one about him supposedly plotting against Pimp C. Yeah, you heard that right. It's a shocking revelation that made everyone do a double take, because it paints Jay-Z in a whole new light. It's like, who knew he had that kind of ruthlessness in him? It's got fans and onlookers alike scratching their heads and rethinking everything they thought they knew about him. There are allegations circulating that Hollywood functions like a shadowy entity, purportedly involving figures such as Jay-Z and Diddy, who spare no effort to maximize profits. This alleged malevolent influence has supposedly unearthed a troubling avenue for financial gain, which involves the exploitation of numerous young individuals, particularly female artists. It's claimed that Ice Cube is vocal about these matters and doesn't shy away from addressing them.
I think you feel better about yourself when you say what needs to be said at the time it needs to be said and not afterwards where you go home and think, I should have said this.
Reportedly, he argues that many female artists have faced substantial challenges allegedly orchestrated by Jay-Z and Diddy, often without acknowledgement. Their purported experiences, he claims, have resulted in a tumultuous and arduous journey.
A lot of favors. The more money you give them, the more you're listened to.
Ice Cube has previously underscored Hollywood's track record of exploitation, pointing out that it encompasses everyone, even prisoners. Moreover, it's not solely Ice Cube who shares this perspective. There's a perception that Hollywood closely collaborates with the powerful private industry, resulting in mutual benefits derived from the unpaid labor of millions of inmates. This concern extends to the vulnerability of young children, innocent teenagers, and especially female artists, who may be susceptible to exploitative practices within the entertainment sector.
Gangster judges were into a prison camp. Where were the protectors of the kids at that time?
Allegations have surfaced suggesting that individuals associated with the case have a significant interest in the occult and may have been involved in human sacrifices in the past. Recent revelations have shed light on various aspects of the case, hinting at possible foul play. What sets this moment apart is the explicitness with which these accusations are being made. A growing number of supporters are now calling for the investigation to be reopened, demonstrating steadfast dedication to ensuring that Aaliyah receives the justice she deserves.
No name, I won't name. It's up.
No, you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying?
So after all such big revelations, it becomes natural for 50 to be surrounded by difficult situations. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.